All right, I cut a couple of my backgrounds from one sheet of paper. This is just one of the watercolor sheets. Look how fabulous they are. Amazing backgrounds. These could be ATCs just exactly like this. It's like abstract art. I love them all. So you see how much fun you can have with utensils as stencils. And that's just randomly cutting these. And you could use plastic acrylic block if you wanted to and decide exactly where you want to cut them. There's that option too. For instance, you could take one of the sheets, cut a piece of plastic, 2.5 by 3.5, and you could take it and just select the exact piece that you want. Just draw around it, and then cut it. Draw around it, cut it, draw around it, cut it. And if you use a paper cutter, you're going to be getting exactly what random cut you get. But I kind of like it both ways. I've done it both ways, and either way, I love it because you can't go wrong with these backgrounds. They're all beautiful, so I'm very excited to cut them all up. I could show one on camera on the paper cutter if you would like, and it's simple to do. You either take a ruler, or I happen to be fortunate enough to have a 2.5 by 3.5 inch acrylic block. And what I do to cut the paper is I just line it up, take a pencil, make a small little mark here, bring it down to the bottom of the paper, make a small little mark here, and I go across and I do that. So I know where to make my cuts at. And I think I'm going to leave that because it's too small, literally, for an ATC to make another one. So I'm going to leave it as this. And that way I have a choice of going that way or that way when it comes time. Okay, come down here again. And you'll see as you're playing with these what I'm talking about. Okay, now let's get the cutter out. I'll show you how I cut it. Easy peasy. Easy, easy peasy. Turn it this way. And then I just take that first line I did, bring it over to the cutting line. Make sure it's lined up both ways here. Bring it over here. There we go. Same thing here. Make sure it's lined up. Same thing here. It's cutting in a little, not quite straight. Right now, we're going to take these pieces and cut them this way. Just going to cut them all at once. Same thing, this last little bit. Right over here. There we are. And look at all the awesome pieces we have. And that was easy. We have this one too. I'm just going to cut off. These are a little bit bigger, like I said, but it'll give you an option when it comes time to cut them. Since this is the last strip, just give myself an option. You'll see what I mean when we start working. Same thing with that. I'm going to cut that, cut that, and here are our ATC size pieces. And they're very different than the other ones. This is the drawing paper. And this I'll end up gluing onto a hard card. Fantastic. And there are a lot more backgrounds. Like I said, you actually can use them just like this. They're beautiful. They really are. It's really fun to just look at these abstracts for sure. But I have a plan for them. And you also can make these sheets. And look how many more sheets I have. This one. As you can see, the white space does create a nice ATC background. So I'm going to cut these all up. And we'll get back together the next time. And we can't wait to show you what my plan is. But these are absolutely perfect for what I want to do. So I'm excited. Yay. See you later. Bye-bye.